When's that new update coming out? The demo update for Rocket League that just got announced. When's that dropping? Anybody know? I saw some text. I think it was from the new patch announcement. Oh, Chronic's just completely botched the kickoff. Wednesday. Okay. So yeah, I saw some new patches coming. They're going to have a new map. It looks like a dark green kind of vibe map, which I'm a fan of. I love the dark green maps, love the darker palette maps, not the really bright, get some shades, kind of maps. Ooh, a little bit of ball over boost here. Don't mind it from Chronic, trying to catch Evoh out of position. But yeah, besides the new map that's coming out, they're also dropping, well, it's new season in-game as well, but they're also dropping a new update for demos. And as far as I understand it, it's not... I've not seen a video of how it's going to look yet, but I think the way that it's supposed to work is that instead of your camera just freezing in place when you get demoed and then you just, teleporting into position. My goodness, there's so many mind games early on here at the Still No Goal. Love the mind game focused early game here between these two. Yeah, if I'm to understand it correctly, instead of your camera freezing in place when you get demoed and then you just teleport after 3 seconds, I think it is, into position to respawn, there's going to be some kind of, your camera moves from where you get demoed to where you're about to respawn, and then your car is going to respawn. I don't know if it respawns as soon as your camera arrives in place or if it's going to sit there for a bit and then you respawn. Not sure, but I'm looking forward to that. I think it sounds interesting. I don't know if they've thought about adding the choice of which side to respawn on. That's been talked about for a long time in Rocket League. The ability to use your left joystick, perhaps. So if you're on controller, maybe A and D on keyboard. If you're a KBM player like me, to choose whether you respawn left or right when you get demoed. I think that would be pretty cool, but I don't think that's happening. At least not yet. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually enable the overlay. I've got it all set up, but I forgot to turn it on. Hold on. Where is it? There it is. Boom. Overlay in place. So far, it's been a pretty tactical exchange between these two. That's a nice shot by Chronic, but Evoh's going to be equal to it, and he's got lots of boost, so he's going to, in fact, defend his back corner boost. Chronic, not enough power on the turning shot. The threat in Evoh is not wasting any time with the reverse wave dash in the ceiling. He's got a flip to work with here. Wave dash is low towards Chronic to shoot the ball. Well, at least he intended to shoot it underneath a pre-jump that never ended up happening. That was a blue trail. Chronic got a piece of that. And seemingly enough of it to continue the attack. It's 2 minutes in. Chronic, one extra touch at the end of the air dribble. Still not enough to get past Evoh. That is a great clear by Evoh as well. Chronic's got boost to recover, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Evoh up 3-1. Absolutely fantastic stuff by both players early on here. Narrowest of margins in a lot of these exchanges, determining who's going to come out on top. I'm just going to check RL Jules. I don't remember off the top of my head the last time that these two played against each other. I imagine they played against each other in Salt Mine 3 at some point, although I forget the results. There were quite a few Salt Mine 3 matches. Yeah, rljules.gg for all of your 1v1 show match information. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them. I just think it's a really cool site. So well done to people behind it, and yeah, definitely recommend you check it out. But all-time rivalry between Chronic and Evoh is a fairly established one. Evoh has the all-time series win record against Chronic, with 4 series wins to Chronic's 3, so Chronic could tie their all-time series score with a win today. And he's technically the slight favorite, sitting at rank 1 in the 1v1 leaderboard. Evoh, I believe, is the second highest rated North American player. At least he was the last time I checked. These are number 1 and 2 for North America, according to the in-game ranks. And according to RL Jules, you're looking at Chronic, who is number, I think, 2 NA, behind Wavy. And Evoh, is Evoh ranked at the moment? He might not be ranked. This might, oh no, he is. He's a bit further down in the rankings. Looks like he's got quite a few NA players ahead of him. If I quickly count 1, 2, 3, well, if we count, apparently Jack is an NA player 4. Kofor, AJ, 5, 6, Farskiller, 7. And then even Cam and Kevin, who I'm surprised to see higher ranked than Evoh. So Evoh's ranked 10th right now, North America, in RL Duels, but he can climb pretty high up with a win today. He'll definitely move into 8th at least. Chronic is the player with the momentum in-game right now. Oh, nice shot by Evoh. In fact, that's just in. Snapshot from the deck for Evoh. He didn't have any boost really, just that 12 pad. But a subtle air roll was all he needed to get the power shots over Chronic's head. Really important thing to practice those overhead clears, by the way. I was playing quite a lot of Rocket League in Saudi Arabia recently for Esports World Cup. We had a bunch of PCs in the talent lounge of the hotel. We were just gaming Rocket League most nights. And yeah, I'll be the first to admit, overhead clears, overhead saves, very, very difficult for casters. Oh, what a trick by Evoh. The ball's just rolled in for 6-4. That is phenomenal from Evoh. After getting the dunk onto Chronic, he just reversed underneath Chronic's car. Chronic couldn't recover, and it's just rolled in for the 2-goal advantage. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching are also weak to overhead shots. Those high overhead saves, they're easy to get wrong. You know, even if you do save the ball, sometimes you just end up clearing it badly, hitting it off your own backboard to center it. There's lots of ways you can get those wrong, and I don't think players are really practicing them as much as they should. Why no prediction? Oh, should I do one? I guess I could do one. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Got a bit distracted with everything else that was happening here. I'll start a prediction. Obviously, you guys can use the current on-screen result as much or as little as you want when you're making your prediction, but do be careful. There's 2 minutes on the prediction timer and only 45 seconds now on the game clock. And if we don't go to overtime, game 1 could influence your prediction. Some more mind games coming through. He started off with a mind game heavy matchup. Now Chronic with the fake reset, or rather I should say the reset fake into the slow roll goal. Both these guys are no doubt recently familiar with each other's gameplay, as well as historically familiar. As I mentioned, they've played 7 series against each other in competitions and show matches in the past. And I expect the fact that they are ranked 1 and 2 NA in the 1v1 ladder right now would indicate that they've played a lot recently against each other. Chronic bailing out from that potential flick. He's going to go very aggressively in the corner. Both players on the wrong side of the ball for the second time in this last exchange. As they go back and forth up the pitch, they have to be very careful not to get bumped too far out of position, but it's Chronic with the big chance to score in the closing seconds. Another mind game. He flips away from the ball though. Evoh gets in the way of it, and surely he's winning. Oh, it just barely crossed the line. He nearly messed that up. 0 seconds. Evoh just snuck it across. I thought for a split second there that was going to go 99% over the line and go overtime. But no, Evoh gets it done. Chronic, heavy mind game focused game. Got red on a couple of key ones. Towards the end though, that proved to be crucial. Evoh up 1-0. Alright, game 2. I believe Chronic is playing in the 2v2 tournament. What's it called? The Champions Road 2v2 tournament later today. With Farskiller. I don't know if he intends to stream any of their matches, but they should be able to advance pretty easily through day 1. Most of the good 2v2 games for NA and, well, every region's Champions Road 2v2 event will be in 2 days from now on Sunday. But Chronic going very high on that pre-jump. As Evoh is coming towards him, Chronic was noticeably higher than the ball, which nearly got him in a bit of trouble, but he was able to come back down again. More fakes in the approach by Chronic. He really does not want to just shoot the ball at Evoh. I think he's going to need to do it at some point. He's going to need to let rip to keep Evoh guessing, because Evoh is starting to just sit still in the face of a lot of these. Solid 50-50 mid-air by Evoh. Can he get a shot off? Not in time, but he takes his time and flicks it over anyway. Evoh opens his score in game 2. Stuffs Chronic. Ceiling challenge. Spots Chronic turning and challenging. Flicks it over his head. Evoh really does look locked in right now. He's not always the most locked in player for 1v1 show matches and tournaments. At least when it comes to high profile players, he's one of the more tiltable players historically. Everything's been going his way for the most part in this show match. Nothing really to be too tilted about. Am I going to watch party the 2v2 thing? Probably not tonight, because I think the matches are going to be pretty snooze fest tonight. It's going to be very one-sided. Since it's seeded via ranked MMR, I expect it to just be a bunch of SSLs farming champs and diamonds. But yeah, maybe the later games tomorrow, definitely the games on Sunday from start to finish should all be high-level stuff. NA in particular has a stacked Champions Road 2v2 lineup. A lot of the EU teams were not able to play, I've heard, due to travel. Oh my goodness, look at this flick by Chronic. Lean back reset, didn't even readjust his car, he just ripped it. Look at that. I mean, it's not even a flick, it's just a shot with the back end of the car. He got the reset with his car almost, well, I mean, it was completely backwards on the underside of the ball, and he just immediately flipped. That's one of the advantages of the lean back reset, is because the car turns slightly off center on its lengthwise axis, you can get that immediate power shot. If you lean back reset, flip, you're going to get an immediate power shot, whereas if you do that with the front of the car, you have to wait just a little bit to let the ball come away from the front of the car, create that separation, and then you can get your power shot. That's immaculate by Chronic, and now he's going to get caught in no man's land and get scored on. 2-2. Evoh has scored both of his goals in this game by spotting early challenges from Chronic and outplaying them. What channel is the 2v2 tournament on? I don't think there is an official broadcast or any community streamers or really any broadcast per se. You're going to need to catch it by watching players who do choose to stream their gameplay. But there are quite a few high-profile players in North America who I would expect will be streaming their gameplay in the 2s tournament over the next few days. In fact, I could go and look them up if you want me to find them for you. That is a ridiculous flick by Chronic in the meantime. Just absolutely perfect. Angle dribble to keep Evoh in his sights. Halfway line jump and a launch not long thereafter. Straight into the top corner. Yeah, quick breakdown of who's playing. In fact, Evoh is top seed in the 2s tournament for NA, because he's playing with LJ and Evoh, both extremely high rated in 2s. It's a pretty blatant low 50 attempt there from Evoh, but he almost tripped up Chronic on the exit. Now gets completely bluff called. Evoh was not intending to go there. He didn't have any boost. I think he was pretending to have boosts here by positioning aggressively, but yeah, he only had 16. Chronic called his bluff on that and just dusts him to the ball. Yeah, I don't know if Evoh or LJ will stream. Snowmen are playing, that's revealing Scribbles. They might be streaming for, I know the Snowmen sometimes stream their gameplay. Scribbles might be doing that. Evoh back within one with a flip reset. Chronic nearly got a piece of this. I think he might have, but not a big enough piece. Yeah, it looked like Chronic might have got a touch, but really nowhere near enough to get it out of the net. 5UP's playing a 2s tournament with Chicago, and they've called their team 5UP and Chicago. Very creative team name there by 5UP and Chicago. I'm not sure whose idea that was. I'm gonna hazard a guess at 5UP because he started the team with himself. But if that was Chicago that came up with it, then fair play, because he's put his teammate before himself. Chronic, double tap, slot, 5-3. Just a routine free play double for Chronic. He got bumped off the ball. Evoh did not expect Chronic to accelerate the play like this. Thought Chronic might go for a slow play, air dribble, cut in field. None of that. Chronic just goes straight to the backboard and into the net. Couple other streams you can maybe watch out for in the coming days for the 2s tournament. Apparently Jack is playing a Kofer. I'm sure he might be streaming. Magic Bear's playing a Cheese. Cheese has been streaming recently a bit, so I think he might be live. Rettles is playing with Com. I expect Rettles to be live. Garrett G's playing with Talk. Would be really cool if he streams. And if Chronic is going to stream, then he's playing with First Killer, so they're going to be one of the favorites for sure. Beast Mode Daniel not playing, so most of the community's pick for top team, 2 team in NA will not be there. Great save by Evoh to keep this game as competitive as possible going into the closing minute. Little 3-point turn by Chronic to grab the mid boost. He's in full control right now. If he can avoid overextending, he should be more than fine. Chronic, an extremely capable defender. But he has conceded. And it looks like he was in a bit of a confused state right here. Didn't know what play to go for. Initially, when he was rapidly backing off, I thought he might be going for an in-and-out save, but then he swerved. Looked like he's going to go on the back wall, and then he didn't go on the back wall, actually just went towards the net. And yeah, no point during that sequence did it really look like Chronic had a clear idea of where to go to have the best chance of stopping that attack. Still though, up by 2. And he's just going to force the ball the entire length of the pitch, seal the boost away, and retreat. Evoh misses his flick. That's going to be his essentially last chance of the game, and with one more goal for Chronic, it should be wraps for game 2. Fairly comfortable win for the slight favourite. Evoh really needed to do more with that previous possession play. Yeah, quick question for you guys. Who do you think is going to win the NA Champions Road 2v2 tournament? I'll give you the favorites again so you can pick one. There's LJ Evoh. That's one team. There's apparently Jack Kofer. First Killer Chronic. There's also Two Piece and Parth, which is a very interesting team. They've had a lot of success in twos together. That's probably the teams I would say are the 4 favorites, but you can't write off teams like even Chicago and 5UP, Rattles, Calm, Magic Bear Cheese, Reveal Scribbles. A lot of very strong teams. It's going to be close. There's also some European teams playing. I think they're actually Europeans who are in America for college, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not all the Europeans I'm about to name are in America for college, but I know some of them are in America. Simas is playing with Crispy. That's Simas, the Lithuanian pro, with Crispy. They're playing in the NA2s tournament. I don't know. Are they in NA? Simas and Crispy? And there's also Speed and Relating Wave. I think they're probably in NA right now. Their team name is Brexit, so looking forward to seeing them play. Oh yeah, AJ's playing with Wavy, Team 86. There you are. I'm looking forward to the Way synergy. AJ Wavy, definitely going to be a fun team to watch. You're going to need to watch it on all those players' streams. I imagine AJ's going to be streaming his games. He can confirm in chat or deny in chat. OPXC, thanks for the 12-month tier 1. That was an interesting recovery by Chronic. Evoh with a little 1-2 pass off the inside of the post. Puts himself in front. I'm not entirely sure what Chronic was trying to do there. It looked like he was somewhere between a pogo and thinking he has a flip. And yeah, he just kind of fell over. He just collapsed and conceded, but all good. He's tied the game with a kickoff possession. Wubdar, thanks to the 7-month Prime. Hooligan, thanks for the brand new Prime. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, the series score is 1-1. I think it took a second to update, but it should be updated now, if I'm not mistaken. That's right, yeah, Tomic is playing in the 2s tournament with Mist as well. I'm going to say my pick to win it is, I'm going to say Two Piece and Parth. I think Two Piece and Parth are going to win it. They're both really good 2s players, and they've obviously got the synergy. I believe they've won a 2s tournament on Hootie Who's channel before, although I'm not confident in that statement. I think it's true. Well, Chronic going back to the mind game there, but that one is more reactive to Evoh's early lunging challenge. Chronic has come out with an advantageous position for himself. Even after that failed flick, he's still able to take the boost away. But he lost position, ended up backwards, and now demoed. A bit of a mistake there by Chronic, leaving himself open for that one. And another very aggressive play by Evoh there, looking for the back wall demo. One thing Chronic has done really well with today is his dribbling approaches. Notice he's always got Evoh in his sights now. A little bit of demo revenge and a 2-1 lead. It's going to be very difficult for Evoh to sneak in any challenges with the way Chronic is approaching his goal. He's always dribbling with a slight angle. He's never dribbling straight at him. That does, at least from Evoh's POV, give him a little bit of confidence that he's not going to need to play against too many air dribble bumps, though, or pot bumps. But he will have a hard time challenging. Head on. Beautiful fadeaway 50 from Evoh. Ties the game again. Jumped into this one, just slowed down. Actually hit the ball into Chronic and then turned to collect it as it bounced off to the left. Like I said in game one, this has been an extremely mind game heavy match. As Chronic chain dashes into the corner. He's gone very high on that pre-jump challenge again. Not for the first time this series. Chronic has gone extremely high on a pre-jump challenge in defense. Notice how much higher than the ball he is. Not just in the 50-50, but even before it. Now, when you're pre-jump challenging just in general in Rocket League, especially in 2s and 3s, most players will hedge a little bit lower on the ball because they want to force their opponent high, if anything at all. You know, giving your opponent the option to go under you, especially with the danger of a flip reset these days, can put your teammates behind you in a bit of trouble. But obviously in 1v1, you don't have any teammates, so you've just got to hit the ball dead center for the most part. I am surprised to see Chronic going so high with his pre-jump challenges. Rhett the Editor, thanks for the 72-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. That is an immense streak. I think, what is that now, 6 years? My goodness. Good timing there by Chronic. Just parks and lets Evoh fall on top of him. Let the ball roll back a little bit further. That ensured that the back corner boost would not be contestable. It looks like he didn't get a reset there despite efforts to get one. Foul would indicate that he thought he had one. That's good pathing by Chronic. Safe from the demo. Easy line of defense to take the ball away and secure a boost all while doing so. Another beautiful flick and a tie game. That was much better by Chronic. Wasn't really vulnerable to a demo at all in any of those positions. And he was easily able to control the previous play. Oh my goodness, big kickoff by Chronic. Evoh is going to get back though. Wow, what a recovery. Well, Evoh has lost that kickoff to his back corner, I believe intentionally. We're not going to see the replay because it happened too long ago. But the fact the ball is violently bounced into the corner like that would indicate that Evoh intentionally lost it towards that corner. Also, fast recoveries like that, I don't think Evoh even jumped. He might have just... Did he drive kickoff that? I'll be honest, I wasn't paying full attention. But did he just not jump and just deflect it back corner, turn and demo? It's honestly an underrated kickoff. It's a really, really cool strat. The key with it these days is that, well, if he was doing it here, he'd want to drive, hit the ball on the right side as we're looking at it, in order to get Chronic to deflect it towards the back corner where Evoh's momentum will be taking him. If he were to go on the outside edge of the ball, then that wouldn't work. His momentum would be taking him away from the ball, much harder to loop back in to the play with a demo or a 50. Oh, that's just in. Wow, what a challenge by Chronic. Evoh definitely thought he had enough of a hitbox on this to take it to safety, but Chronic just got there with a bit too much momentum that Evoh wasn't expecting. Muscled it right through him. Back within a goal. Yeah, probably going to be an Evoh POV for a few kickoffs. I want to see if he does that again. Genuinely a really underrated strat, to just, especially in 1v1, just to lose the kickoff like that by not flipping. Just hit it side on by driving through the ball. Quite difficult to counter when you speed flip in your approach. Don't have a lot of space to maneuver. It's a huge challenge by Evoh, and Chronic has pull shot at Evoh into scoring by the looks of things. I mean, Evoh is obviously going to score that anyway, so I don't think Chronic can be too upset, but he probably thought that that was going to be a winning position for him with a big bump like that. And it was not. Oh, Chronic's just going straight for this. Evoh with good defense. Chronic grabs the back corner boost. Evoh missed mid and the ball. Chronic didn't expect it. He was already racing back at the defense, thinking Evoh's going to get that. It's a nice half flip challenge by Chronic. Should allow him to, get the closure on the distance. Inverted half flip to land in position. Urgency for Chronic to get this attack started quickly. Fake pop into low 50. Keeps control. Grabs boost at mid. Reset for Chronic. Thought about going for a second one there, but Evoh just closed the gap and he's all over him. Trying to let the clock win the game for him here, but he's got to be careful. He's kind of giving it away to Chronic again. Difficult first touch. Chronic trying to make it happen. That's not an easy one. Looks like he missed the reset as well. Couldn't get the bump on the back wall. Little camera flick back and forth by Chronic as he gets a bit frustrated, knowing that this game has probably gotten away from him there. Both players trying to take tight corners to grab mid boosts and contest the ball at the tail end of that game. Actually ended up missing and faking each other out a couple times. But it's 2-1 Evoh, double match point. Alright, keys to victory for Chronic in this fourth game. First of all, he can't get too mind gamey. I'd love it if Chronic just starts off this game with like a ground shot from his own half. That would be, I think, the perfect opening move. Just shoot this ball, just bang it. He's going to go for the air dribble, but look at the immediate pre-jump from Evoh. I think if Chronic just slammed that, there's a decent chance Evoh pre-jumps nothing, and it's 1-0 Chronic. Even if it doesn't though, even if Evoh just sits on the ground and saves it, it would still, I think, be a good opener for Chronic to stop Evoh from reading all of his slow plays, all of his mind games. It's a nice conditioning move that you can all use in your own games, no matter what level you're at. If you're slowing down the play a lot, accelerate it once. See how your opponent responds. If you're accelerating every play, just playing really fast, so maybe slow down the game one time. See how your opponent adjusts. What do I think about the demo changes? I think it sounds good. I mean, I've not seen a video of it in action yet, so I can't make too many comments on it, but I'm excited to see it on Wednesday. That was a nice play by Chronic. Evoh's going to get back and save it. Overall, this is a great position for Chronic. Trying for the pre-flip mid-air shot. It's always going to be a difficult one. Chronic probably just trying to play for the boost there anyway. Lean back reset. Scoop underneath the ball. Not a fast enough turnaround though. Evoh's going to score here. And after a couple of aerial plays, Chronic comes away with nothing. You can track respawn locations on demos. What, currently or in the new change? I don't know what you mean. Are they going to add new locations for respawns? In the change, you can track respawn locations. So does that mean that everybody in the lobby can see where you're going to be spawning? Like you're going to be a ghost car and then you'll kind of phase in or something? Is that what you mean? Oh, Evoh's completely beamed that. I don't think that was... Yeah, this wasn't a strategy this time. I think he's just messed it up. Yeah, if he was trying to wave dash recover there, you hit the ball way too high. Just bounced off the top of it. More likely he just tried to flip and his thumb slipped. And he just single jumped. You will know where you're going to respawn, but will everybody else know where you're going to respawn, or only you? Visually, I mean. Obviously, if you tell your teammates you're spawning left, they know. That'll make the on your left and on your right comms more effective. Only the person that gets demoed knows? Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Gameplay change in Rocket League. That's sick. Any gameplay change is welcome. Well, maybe not any, but I'll say all gameplay changes are definitely interesting. Now, okay, let's talk about that last aerial play by Chronic. That was ambitious. It was risky. Honestly, it seemed like a bit of a stretch. The play wasn't really developing too well, and he went all in anyway. You know, sometimes in aerial plays especially, you go up with high expectations, and you know, like when you first start playing Rocket League, you think you're aerialing really high in the air, and then you look at the replay and you're actually just flying 1 meter off the ground the whole time with the ball directly above you, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, sometimes that happens at pro level, not quite as exaggerated, but the play doesn't really develop as you intended, and you just gotta adapt, not go all in. But I think Chronic's getting a bit frustrated here. Just kind of bashing his head into the wall that is Evoh's defense. With very little success in this last game. Evasive maneuvers by Evoh. Playing the ball early there. He's had a keen eye on Chronic's challenges. Chronic thinking about running ahead for a demo. Wasn't possible. Now the game slows down once more. Not for long though. Chronic able to accelerate the ball straight down the middle. Evoh backs off to corner boost. Chronic just shoots the ball to try and set up the boost steal. He gets it. Or will he have the confidence to go for a big play off the back wall here? No time. Evoh all over him. And this is going to be really annoying for Chronic. Just seeing Evoh run the clock down like this, yeah, he's sent to challenge it immediately. That's a somewhat effective challenge by Chronic, but it was very risky. And I think Evoh is kind of forcing this out of Chronic. Chronic is sick of just seeing Evoh turn and go again and again and again, but he's going to need to watch it one more time. Evoh's missed an open net though. It's miles off the crossbar. That wasn't even close. Chronic still in this. Delayed flick. And we've got a 1-goal game. Triple OK from Evoh. As Evoh completely misses the open net and then gets scored on. It's a 2-goal miss. Should have been 3 goals advantage for Evoh. Instead it's 1, and it might be none momentarily if Chronic can convert here. No, he can't. Evoh closes the gap. My goodness, he absolutely ripped that. That's going to be a goal for Evoh. What was this touch? Look at this touch from Evoh. Oh my word. He absolutely boomed that ball into the back corner wall. He just slammed it. I wasn't sure if he got one of those weird hits where you kind of pinch the ball and hit it at the same time. No, he just absolutely slammed it. Delayed kickoff Chronic. Evoh rolls right through him. Excellent follow through. Chronic missed mid boost. This is a disaster for his mental. Evoh's going to pop the ball over him. Look for the bump as well. Didn't get it first time. Gets it the second time. And I think he's just going to keep on harassing Chronic here. He's not going to go all in. 2-goal advantage for Evoh. Chronic knows that any mistake here and the game is over. He's got to keep this at a 1-goal deficit, but it's 2. And sorry, it's 3. Evoh shoots the ball intentionally slowly so that he can fly ahead of it and demo Chronic as he attempts to save. That is a ridiculous touch by Evoh to get such precision to shoot the ball barely in front of you. Honestly, so impressive. Chronic, tough dish shot, can't get it in time. It's now or never. Evoh's trying to get back in time to keep him at the 3-goal deficit. He does. What a save by Evoh. And it looks like he is going to extend his all-time series record against Chronic to 5 wins and 3 losses. He's got the ceiling reset, or rather he's got the flip reset, ceiling pinch kind of combination there. But yeah, Chronic is just going to bow out of this one if he can't score this flick, which it looks like he can't. Never mind, he can. Okay, never mind, he can. Yeah, Evoh's just decided to keep it as interesting as possible there by making it look like there's going to be a goal. But there isn't. It's Evoh. It's 3-1. Even after the potential throw moment, which happened when Evoh missed one of the most open nets I've ever seen, he was still able to stabilize and close the game, close the series. GG's. Thanks to both these guys for coming on and playing a show match for us tonight. They've both got to play the NA Champions Road 2s tournament. So yeah, appreciate them giving us some of their time and putting on a show.